Hip-Hop Love Fest, and we're here with Kublakai of the Let Go.
Hello, world.
And you have an EP coming out soon.
I do indeed.
And the name?
The name is Lights for the Dark Nights.
And where did that come from?
It's actually from a song that I wrote for whatever my next full-length album is going to be. And I wrote it for a song that was called Let Go. Way before the Let Go actually came. So this was a song I wrote years and years ago. And it went Lights for the Dark Nights and Water for the Burns. And I was really impressed by myself. That I was like, this is a great line. And so I kind of, since I didn't know when that song was going to come out, on what album and when, I just decided that I was going to take that line and kind of make it a trademark. So I did a blog and that went nowhere, and then decided to make an album. That was going to be the name of the full-length album, and I don't know, I'm just in a place where I thought it was good. So that's the deal.
Okay, you went with one producer this time as opposed to the various producers that you worked with on the basics.
Yeah.
Was there a reason for doing just one, or?
Yeah, like I like albums that have one producer strictly because there's a feel for it. I mean, like if you for example, if you listen to Greaves' first album, you can definitely tell there's like a variety of styles and stuff. And I think one of my biggest if there was criticism of my first album, it was like that I couldn't choose a style, that I was like trying to do too much, which was kind of my point, which is that I can do a lot of stuff. But this album, I wanted to go for like a feel, so you had a vibe from beginning to end. And even though it's going to be like 6, 7 songs, it's going to have a vibe. And Slouch is a good friend of mine that I definitely like just being around, and I like his style of beats, and so why not? You know, I want to have that feel, that vibe, and that you can listen to front to back.
Tell us a little bit more about Slouch. How'd you guys decide to?
Slouch was a dude that I like when I first was introduced to MySpace in like 2004. Was one of those guys that randomly hit me up, was like, you should do songs for me. I have beats, and like just started talking, and he was goofy and I was goofy, and we just kind of hit it off. And he did lots of beats with big horns in them, and I love horns, and that he had a lot of Latin flavor and jazz flavor, and I loved him. And made me a few songs, and most of the songs that he did for the basics are kind of the ones that people like the most, you know. And but then he kind of went a separate way. He got engaged and kind of lost the fervor for hip hop and the the politics of it all, and so we kind of lost touch. And then just since the Let Go came out, and I kind of went through a whole process of changing personally, we kind of retouched as far as music, and he was like, I got all these beats, I don't want to not use them, I'm going to send you a file. And it was right when I was like, I really want to do an EP, and he sent me these beats, and that was that. And like, there's some really, really, really nice, good beats that should be used. There's still other ones out there. Rappers, if you need beats, this guy's got amazing beats in that are just sitting in a file on a computer.
Where can they find him at?
Slouch, he now goes by John Price on MySpace. He's no longer Slouch, he's John Price. So if you go to my MySpace, Kublakai1, you can find him on my top friends as John Price. Though I'm sure like when the album comes out, I'll have a bunch of contact information for
Tell him
myself.
Kubi sent you.
That's right, tell him Kubi sent you. I just put his phone number out there.
So you worked with some people from the town?
Absolutely.
Who'd you work with?
Grinch, and Saul. Those dudes, there was definitely a purpose for that. Like, I was gonna do it. I was gonna have the whole thing be just me, just because I wanted. It's so short, like why muddle it with some people? And I definitely had a lot that I wanted to say in just 6 or 7 songs. So, but Grinch, I was kind of a douchebag to Grinch. Like over a good, that you'll see when this album comes out, like I definitely talk about my drinking a lot. And when I was drunk more than a few times, I was a real big douchebag to Grinch. And I will rep that guy to the death, because when I went to apologize to him, he was nothing but good to me. He's never been nothing but good to me when he didn't really need to be. So Grinch, you were my motherfucking man. And so I put him on a track that I think that he blessed real well. And people don't give him enough credit for how don't know what the, like I told him this when we were in the studio, but conscious is not the word, but he's really, he just has a lot to say, and a lot of people just are, like, think he's the dude that has punchlines, but he really has a lot of depth as a rapper, and as far as content is concerned. And so I put him on a song that I thought was a good song as far as content, and he did a great job. And then Saul, people don't know, man. Saul is the man. And he's doing great, and he is. I've known him since he was born. So and we kind of lost touch. He did something on my first little mixtape, and then I put my album out, and he didn't end up getting on it because I cut the song. You know? I don't know. It just didn't fit. It's gonna be coming out though.
Wasn't that the year his CD came out too?
Yeah, his CD came out, and then we did it. Well, actually, there's a song on the Lights for the Dark Nights that was supposed to be on the Basics, and then was supposed to be on the Ride, and neither one, it just never panned out.
Well, the Ride is a pretty long album. Yeah. Anyway, it's really good.
But it was a slouch beat, and so now it's going to be on this, but he's not on it. He's on a different song, which you gave to me. But yeah, and so I just wanted to make sure that he was on it. He's a good friend and a talent. You know, I'm sure he's going to do big things.
Well, yeah, as soon as he's old enough to get into his own shows.
Yeah, right. That's true, man. Think about that though. Like he's young. I mean, he's doing so good.
Like all the things he's doing now. Like think how much more he'll be able to do.
Literally, this guy is 20 years old and is way beyond where like a lot of people, myself included, we're at 20 years old. No way, I was not even close to where he is. So he's gonna do well, and he's in college, and he has a job, and he's like a responsible young man. So you're a responsible young man, but he's a good dude, man. I'm really happy that both those guys are on the album. It means a lot, and it definitely means a lot because of what I'm trying to portray on this album. So.